The name's William. Prince William. The Duke's Secret Service just revealed, spending 3 weeks undercover with Britain's world-famous spies. James Bond's MI6, the UK version of the CIA, hosting the future king for one of those weeks. Though he did not, as far as we know, see action like this. The father of three spent another week with MI5, the domestic intelligence agency made famous in British shows like Killing Eve. And a week with the equivalent of the NSA, called GCHQ, where we're told he held his own, engaging with highly trained analysts.
There is a sense now that he's approaching his 40s, that Prince William needs to take a more high-profile role, a more prominent role. He is going to be a future king.
The Prince, who previously trained as a helicopter pilot, serving in the Royal Air Force, calling it a humbling experience in a statement, praising the everyday people of the intelligence agencies who do extraordinary work to keep us safe. In secret, often not even able to tell their family and friends about the work they do or the stresses they face. A love of all things James Bond appears to run in the royal family. The Queen famously taking part in a spoof scene with Daniel Craig for the opening of the 2012 London Olympics. Her Majesty's Secret Service, home to James Bond, and now Her Majesty's grandson, William.